Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we are talking about Asia Broadband Inc., ticker symbol AABB. Well, they had some great news coming out today, and what I wanted to do is just give a quick recap of what all happened today, what I can expect going on in the future. We're going to take a look at some of the stock charts, and we're also going to look at my position just to show you all what all I have been doing with this stock. So since we do have a lot to get into today, let's go ahead and let's jump straight into it and let's see what all has been going on. Well, the very first mention that I ever made of this company was actually going to be on Friday, March the 12th. Now, this was a company that was actually brought to me by a Patreon member of mine. I started to check them out and I really fell in love with the overall concept and I thought they were absolutely phenomenal. If we do go ahead and look, one thing that I talked about in that very first introduction video was really going to be the fact that we could see a very clear flag being, made here, and it was starting to become very apparent that we were going to see a breakout in one direction or another. Now, considering all of the anticipation for the release of the app, in which we will talk about later, considering all of the information about the dividend that they did talk about, the letter of intent they signed, and all of the other information that we will go over in a second here, I felt like it was a good idea to see this thing, to expect this thing to start to go up. We could tell it was setting something up, but we couldn't be 100% sure. So as we did see here, if you aren't 100% sure what a flag is, basically it's going to be this triangular pattern that we can see about from, let's go ahead and draw this line, about right here, kind of like a flag. So what this is basically going to be doing, if you take the bottoms and, especially the closings, if you start to notice that they're somewhat closing around that same level, but the overall highs in which they are setting are also decreasing, they're setting this meeting point right about here. And typically there are times where we'll see it have a breakout. It'll either shoot up or it'll shoot down from that point. Now, like I said, we were expecting a lot of good news and a lot of good momentum coming soon here, so it was a good idea to expect that it was going to see some growth. Well, from that point forward, it has absolutely taken off. I mean, we've seen this thing grow over 100% since then, and it has been absolutely phenomenal. Now, for me personally, whenever it comes to my holding in this company, as we can see here, my average cost was at about 0.27. I am up about 106% on this play at the moment, with 18% of that coming today. As we can see here, I did get in on March 15th. I got in right around the closing on Monday. I was super busy that day. I didn't get in on Friday because I was actually making the video. And so after, Monday morning came around, I was like, all right, it's about time for me to get in. I think it's a coming. We could see a little bit of the breakout here. I saw that pattern. I saw that trend. I was like, let's go ahead. Let's get on it. And now we are up about 100%, which is an absolutely phenomenal trade. So definitely happy about that one. Now, if you do want access to all these trades when I do make them, if you want access to all this information as I do get it, definitely go down to the link in the description. It'll bring you over to my Patreon, and I'm 100% transparent about every trade I make, my trade portfolio. You'll get early access to these videos and early access to the notes in which I take for these videos. So definitely go check that out. Also, if you are looking to open your own brokerage account, or if you're looking to just expand into a new brokerage, I 100% recommend using Webull. If you use the referral link down in my description, you will get 2 free stocks valued all the way up to $1,850. So that being said, that is just an overall breakdown of what I have been seeing with the stock charts recently. At the moment, it has been doing a great job of testing some of the resistance that we had set previously in the last spike. Right here is something I'm very interested in. I was not sure if it was going to be able to clear this the resistance right here. As we could see, that was about the last peak that it reached, and I was like, okay, let's see if there's a lot more momentum now. Let's see if it's starting to pick up, and if so, how far is it going to run? Now, what I am curious to see about is what all it's going to do within this field here. Personally, I'm not sure if it's going to break through this one or not. I have a piece of me doubts it. I feel like we're going to start to see a little bit of red sometime soon here, and I'll talk about that in a second. But as we did see here, what we have right here is basically this stock. I'm just going to try to make it super simple if you don't understand the charts. Basically, what happened is this price rose all the way up to this price here, but by the time it closed out in this interval, which I'm looking at the daily intervals, it had fallen all the way back down to here. So what that means is there's a lot of resistance within these levels at the moment. Now, one thing that I'm thinking is that it's going to struggle with that. Again, as we are seeing, it is starting to struggle now that it is within this range. We saw it have a lot of upward momentum, but now that it's starting to get within this little playing field, between that 0.56 to about that 0.66, it is starting to struggle resistance-wise. So I'm personally not 100% sure whether it's going to be able to surpass these levels. You can never really tell. Personally, I think it could be a great time to take some profits. I know I'm probably going to take out my initial investment sometime soon here, as I do like to just, sit on my trades, and I do like to just, capitalize on those gains. I don't look 500% plays all the time. If I can collect 100%, take all my profits out and take all my initial investment out and just ride the profits, totally happy with that as well. And so that's probably what I'll end up doing sometime soon here. Sign up for the Patreon if you are interested in knowing what I do decide to do with that. So with that being said, what all has been going on today? Why is it up about 18% today? And why is everyone so excited? Well, as we can see here, Asia Broadband did go live with their token today. Again, it is a 100% gold-backed token, basically meaning that they are going to have gold reserves, which they are using to 100% back their crypto tokens. Now, we are going to jump into this article. Let's take a look at some of the details around this releasing. If you are 100% informed on what all is going on with the token, you know all the information about how it's backed, where the facilities are, and what some of the news we have checked out in the last about week or two. If you know all that information, this is probably about the end of the video for you, just because the rest of this is going to be more of a review. Well, basically what we are going to see today is that in order to purchase these tokens, you're going to need an AABB wallet. Now, of course, this can be downloaded through many of your different app stores. Now, AABB wallet users must update the app or download to install the latest version of the app and pass the Know Your Client process. Within this new version of the AABB wallet, the token will only be available for purchase. This is important if you're thinking about purchasing it, in exchange for other major cryptos in such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So you're not going to be able to just, use your debit credit card or something like that and buy some of this crypto. Of course, you're going to need some of the bigger ones like the Litecoins, Ethereums, and Bitcoins in order to get this. Now, one thing that is important to note with that being said is that the launch version of the AABB wallet will allow purchasers to transfer AABBG tokens to others that will also have the AABB wallet. But tokens will not initially be exchangeable within the AABB wallet for other crypto. So you can use your Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum to get AABB, but you will not be able to exchange them out. They will not be interchangeable just yet. Now, the reason is because this inaugural version of the AABB wallet will allow the company to increase token circulation and accumulate revenues to be utilized for the support and stabilization of the token price when AABBG is freely exchangeable in the open market. So this is more just a setup. They're getting everything ready for the big show. They're getting everything kind of just, it's like the beta, I would say. It's like the beta release. They're getting everything ready for whenever it is on the open market, whenever they are interchangeable and that whole process is set up, because of course they don't want to have any errors, as that would not be good for the company. Now, whenever it does come to how it's backed, we're going to talk about a few things. The initial token release is again backed by $30 million in physical gold, in which they hold in some vaults secretly that we are going to try to find, I'm just joking obviously, around Mexico. Now, one good thing about this going forward is of course that is going to allow them to back in. The actual stock or the token price itself is going to be set at a minimum price that is going to fluctuate and go up and down with the price of gold, but it's also going to be interacted with, and it is also going to be driven up or down by market demand as well. So that is important to take a note of. Now, one good thing about the fact that it is going to be backed by gold is the fact that the company has recently signed a letter of intent to acquire another gold and production facility in Mascota, Mexico. As we can see, the company is starting to make the steps and do the things in which they need to do in order to acquire more mining facilities to continue to back these things by gold. If they can find the gold themselves, if they can mine it, extract it, and actually back their tokens through their own processes, that would be great for the company. That would be great for, their overall credit, and that would be a very good thing for their overall reliability. So that's definitely a great aspect about the company, and I'm very excited about that. I think that if we do see the stock price start to fall, as I will pull up here, if we do see the stock price start to fall back down these levels, I think that the fact that whenever they do get that mining facility up, whenever it is announced that they have gotten the full acquisition complete, I think that could definitely be another big catalyst, as well as the fact that they did announce that dividend that we talked about earlier. Now, again, they did approve a stock dividend for shareholders that basically gives you one free share of stock for every 50 that you own. And considering the fact that this stock price is pretty low, I think this is a fantastic deal, especially considering the growth that we have seen recently. So with all that, I think it is important to note some of those different catalysts. I think from this point forward, maybe looking for 100, 200, 300% gain on this company right now probably wouldn't happen in the short term. That's just my guess. Who knows? This thing could skyrocket. But I think as this thing does get circulating, as they get all the kinks worked out, as they start to figure out exactly how the app, I'm sure there's going to be updates and things like that need to be done. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing start to slow down a little bit soon here. I think this is going to be a big resistance level. Now, if it does break through this, then we are definitely going to have to keep an eye on it, because it could be making a run for the trenches. But with that being said, I'm very curious to see how this thing does play out. Again, personally, I think that I'm going to be taking out my initial investment. I think I'm going to just be writing out these profits and looking to maybe make short-term plays on some of those catalysts, like that mining facility. Any news on that? Maybe if we do get, I'm probably going to hold on a little bit more until that share is given to me for my shares. So with all of that being said, I think that it is going to be a very great future for this company. I think that this token has a lot of potential as it does get circulating around the free market at some point. I think more people are going to be exposed to it once it's interchangeable and all of these things. So there's definitely a lot of potential, and there's a lot going for this company right now. I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to see where it goes, and I feel like you guys are equally excited, as it seems like you all talk to me about this company every single day. So that being said, that is just a quick review of what all has been going on with AABB. That's my update. That's kind of like my little stock prediction on where I think it's going to go. I think it's going to remain stagnant and stable, and it may even fall, so this could be a great time to collect profits. But at the end of the day, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm simply just a guy on YouTube giving my opinion. That's, just a guy with the camera, right? So with that being said, that is going to be about it for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, you can always let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. With that being said, you can expect to see me posting on this channel 2 to 3 times every single day, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Peace.